PlayStation just rolled out update 5.0 for the PlayStation Portal and is finally delivering on features gaming has been asking for. From capturing gameplay during cloud sessions to sorting out your streaming library, this update shows Sony starting to really listen. But is it enough to push the Portal to the next level or just a step in the right direction? Let's dive in. Now, before I dive into the new update, how did we even get here? The PlayStation Portal Cloud Streaming Beta was first announced and launched on November 19th, 2024, as part of the system software update for the device. This update enabled PlayStation Plus Premium members in select regions to stream a curated list of PS5 games directly to the PlayStation Portal without needing to own a PlayStation 5 console. At launch, the beta gave you access to over 120 PS5 titles from PlayStation Plus game catalog, all streaming at up to a crisp 1080p and smooth 60 frames per second, if your environment allowed it for the full experience. But before we continue, check out my Portal video idea for the ideal PS Portal environment. Link will be in the description. The Portal even supported those immersive DualSense features we all love, like haptic feedback and adaptive triggers. However, it was a beta, so there were some limitations. Things like game trials, streaming your own purchased PS Store games, party voice chat, game invites for certain titles, the create button, 3D audio, and in-game purchases weren't available just yet. Also, it was strictly PS5 games at that point, no PS4 or PS3 cloud streaming on the Portal. Since that initial launch of the Portal, Sony has been consistently working to refine and enhance the remote play and cloud streaming experience on the PlayStation Portal before this more substantial April 2025 cloud update. While we didn't see massive features drop in the immediate aftermath of the November 2024 cloud streaming beta release, there were incremental updates focused on improving the overall stability and user experience before that. For instance, around the time of 2.0.5, the system software update we saw improves the system software performance and stability, along with enhancements to various on-screen messages and overall usability. These kinds of under-the-hood tweaks are crucial for a smoother streaming experience. Then with the 3.0.0 update, we got a pretty significant addition: the ability for the PS Portal to connect to public Wi-Fi networks, like those in hotels, cafes, airports. This really expanded the portability and usability of the device for those on the go. This update also brought visual feedback for when you use the touchpad area on the screen during remote play and the option to display the battery level as a percentage on the status bar. Again, this was followed by a 3.0.1 update, which further improved the system software stability and expanded the compatibility with certain 5G public networks. The 4.0.0 update also brought some notable changes. We saw the adjustments to the speaker volume level, and importantly, the introduction of settings for managing your PS Link devices directly to the Portal. But the real game changer in 4.0.0 update was the initial introduction of the cloud streaming beta itself. This update laid the groundwork for the streaming functionality we're exploring today. Following this, the 4.0.1 update continued the trend of improving system software performance and stability, along with further refinements, on-screen messages, and usability. All of these incremental updates leading up to the more feature-rich 5.0.0 equivalent update on April 9th, 2025, which brought sorting options, gameplay capture, a queue system, pause functionality, and activity notifications, and user feedback to demonstrate Sony's commitment to continuously improving the PlayStation Portal experience. And let's not forget, sometime in this period, the cloud streaming library quietly expanded to include vast selections of PS1, PSP classics for the PlayStation Plus Premium membership. Now, let's pull out my Portal so that we can see some of these features. All right, I have my PlayStation Portal on, and I have the cloud streaming beta section picked. And in front of me, I have my notes kind of on the screen, so we can kind of follow along on what the new update is all about. Okay, so I'm going to pick Spider-Man Miles Morales to kind of get a game going, and I want to test out the capture gameplay. So my notes are telling me that if I press the create, is it the create button? The Jesus Christ, the create button on the PlayStation Portal. If I press it once, it should display the create menu. And if I press and hold, it should take a screenshot. And if I press twice, it should start and finish a recording of a video clip. So let's see if I can get to the main screen of right before I get ready to start the game and see if I can do it then. Jesus, it has the intro, especially when you're trying to do a video, right? Okay, so let's hit the create button once. Oh, there it is, just like you would see on your PlayStation 5. You can save a recent gameplay, take a screenshot, start new recording, broadcast, share screen. Oh, that's cool. Oh, you can't use this feature while screaming. Okay, all right. Bro, you can't use those features. And capture options. So your auto record recent gameplays allows you to save up to 3 minutes of your recent streaming gaming. Okay. And then download to media gallery. Automatically download video clips, screenshot, streaming gameplay to your media gallery. Okay, so that's already selected. I don't know if I want to select this one just yet. So this is how you get to the display to the create menu. Now, let's see what happens when I press and hold to take a screenshot. All right, there it is. It took the screenshot. And then let's see what happens if I press twice to do the record clip. Press the create button to turn on auto record. Oh, so I need to turn that on. So let's go back. After how I got here again, I push once to pull up the capture menu. And I need to turn this on if I want to do the video recording. So I have that on now. So let's go back and see if I can record. There it is. Okay. Now it's recording. It looked like it's going to record up to 3 minutes. And let's see if I can cut it off. Or I just re-recorded it again. Okay. So now my notes are saying that images and videos captured during the streaming session will be automatically uploaded to your cloud server, which can be accessed from the PlayStation Portal app by selecting library and captures. It says your captures will be stored for 14 days after they were created. Okay, so there's your information. You saw worked on my PlayStation Portal for the update. So that's a plus. All right, the next one I want to talk about is the queue. I don't know if we're going to see a queue from the cloud games. So what I'll do is I'll put up a screenshot on what that looks like. I know that when Xbox came out with their cloud streaming service, they had a queue for when you get on there, you get in line until the next person are able to actually play the game. Now, my notes here say you can now wait for your turn to play when streaming service is full. The estimated wait time will be displayed on the screen, and the game session will automatically start as soon as it's your turn. So what I'll do at this moment, we won't see nothing like that until you get like a real popular game that probably just came out. I hope they do day one games like Xbox on the cloud streaming for premium members. But what I'll do is I'll put a screenshot up to show you guys what that looks like, and I'll give you a couple seconds to look at that. All right, let's check out the pause function. So from my understanding, if you open the PS Portal quick menu, you can open the menu by pressing the PS button, swiping left from the top right corner of your screen, or tapping the quick menu icon from the status bar. Okay, so if I tap that, it's supposed to pause the game. So let's see what happens. Yeah, game is paused. Okay. And then it says when you press the power button once, the PS Portal will be put into rest mode and the game will be paused. And you can unpause and get back to your game by pressing the power button again. If the PS Portal remains in rest mode for more than 15 seconds, the cloud streaming session will be disconnected. Okay, so let's unpause it. Okay. Now this happens if I hit the power button. Power button's on the top right here. Okay. So I tapped it. So let's see if it's paused. Oh, that works. It got right back to the game, and I'm still connected to the cloud services. Okay. And then the last note says that the gameplay will also pause when a system error message is displayed at the top of the screen. So I guess if something kind of goes wacky, the game will pause. But this is a good feature, especially when you're cloud gaming. You don't ever want to be in the middle of a game and something happens and you have to start all the way over, or you can't pause it, and you got to start over when you got to step away for a quick second. So that's a good one, PlayStation. Thank you. Okay, the next two topics I would like to talk about is the notification of inactivity. So it says you will now receive a system notification when you start streaming sessions is about to close due to inactivity for 10 minutes. So I can't show you that right now, but I will pull up a screenshot so you can see what that kind of looks like. And then another feature of the new update is user feedback screen. So PlayStation said we've added a user feedback screen at the end of the streaming sessions to rate the quality of your streaming experience. This will help us identify what went well, what could be improved as we continue to enhance the quality. So Xbox does this when you are on there. There's that error message. I was able to get one, but it didn't pause it. So maybe that was just a weak connection at that point. Xbox has it to where when you finish a game, it kind of wants your feedback so they can improve the software. So I think that's a plus. Hopefully it's not too intrusive. When you want to quit the game, you kind of just want to quit. Hopefully it doesn't ask you every time, but we'll see how that plays out. All right, one last thing I want to check out is the sort option. So I'm gonna back out of Miles Morales. So we're gonna hit the PlayStation button. We're gonna close the game. And one of the big issues when we first had the cloud streaming beta was you had to go through every single game to find what you're looking for. So now what they added is the sort option, just like on your PlayStation, where you can kind of go through recently added, A to Z, Z to A, the old to new, new to old for release dates. And that makes it so much easier than to scroll all the way through here. There was a game that I was playing. It was Tales of Arise. And I would have to go all the way to the bottom, just like I'm doing now. And literally it was the last game when it was on here. And I would have to go all the way to the bottom like this and pick it. Or now, if they didn't have the sort option, you would have to go all the way down just to get Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Excuse me. And it would just be a nuisance because it takes forever because there's so many games. We appreciate it being so many games, but we just hated the fact that you had to go through all this just to get to the one game that you want to play. Now, they do have kind of like your 3 games at the top, your most recently opened games or recently played games, and they will be here, but sometimes you want to play something different and it gets erased from here. So I'm glad that the sort option is here and it makes it so much easier. Update 5.0.0 definitely shows that Sony's listening, but I think the PS Portal still has so much untapped potential. I love to see features like game intros with trailers or screenshots before launching, built-in chat during cloud sessions, the ability to stream games you can actually own, not just what's on the PS Plus catalog, plus a way to share stream games to your friends or even a community section to connect with other players. There's room to take this way beyond just remote play. But what do you think? Is this update a win, or are we still waiting on the real evolution of the Portal? Let me know in the comments. Smash that like if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to subscribe for more content just like this. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.